What's going on, guys? Make Electric. It is Thursday, the 4th of October, 2018. You know, after I posted that short video yesterday, I got hate mail, actually. A lot of love and support, and I appreciate you guys. Love goes right back to you. But I actually got some hate mail talking about, you know, I used to like you, and F you, and how can you be this way about Donald Trump? He's the best president ever, and all this. By the way, might be some strong language in this video. My feelings about Donald Trump. I'm going to get into a lot of things on this video. My feelings about Donald Trump right off the top. I am not for or against him. I want to make that clear. Just because I am not for or against him doesn't mean I would be for or against Hillary Clinton. Everyone seems to be two-sided. If you say anything against Donald Trump, well, you must be, you know, leaning towards Hillary Clinton. I want to make this clear. It's my belief. It's my opinion. They both serve the same master. Donald Trump would not be in the White House unless he was serving the New World Order. I'm going to give you a lot of links in this video to prove or to back up that claim. Donald Trump, good guy, bad guy, you know, I like Donald Trump overall. Donald Trump is a professional entertainer. That's what's going on right now. The American people are being entertained. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't wait for the next rally myself. I am all for President Trump, the entertainer. Do I hold some illusion that he's actually in charge or in control of something? No, I do not. You know, if that's the world some of you want to live in, you want to live a lie, go ahead. You know, don't attack me just because I don't agree with your opinion. Because overall, Donald Trump, I like the guy. It's definitely a lot better than Hillary Clinton. If we would have got Hillary Clinton, it would have been New World Order full steam ahead. The New World Order is still full steam ahead. However, it's just a little more entertaining. Let me show you what I'm talking about. What you're looking at here, article from CNN that came out January 29, 2018. What is 5G? All about 5G. In this video, I'm going to get into some things that Donald Trump, as President of the United States, things he has absolutely no control over, aspects of the New World Order he cannot control even if he wanted to. 5G recently was unveiled in several U.S. cities in the past week. Google that. There's plenty of information on it. Now let's talk about 5G. What you're looking at here is the cell service of downtown Chicago. This is all the cell towers and all of the different directional beams and all the stuff that gets sent out. Now this is cell service. This is not 5G. This is what we currently have. What's being unveiled now, look at this picture for a second. Let that sink in. You know, the real war is the war on our frequency. But, you know, some people aren't ready for that conversation. This is the cell service for downtown Chicago. What we're looking at now is instead of having these little cell towers here and there, imagine having a cell tower or miniature cell tower, 5G repeater device on every light post. If you live in a big city, you know, there's street lights everywhere. Everywhere. Think about on top of every street light is a 5G mini microwave transmitter. Okay, this is just a Google search, Google photo search of 5G mini tower. You know, Google that and check out some of the. Better yet, Google 5G streetlights. Have you got any of these in your city where you live? These are going up all over the place in my city. Every 20, 30 feet, there's a street light on every street in the city. This is what 5G is going to look like. See, these are the kind of things that Donald Trump has no control. This is the New World Order right here. And the people are demanding it because all the people want is more internet speed and more and more and more and more. People don't even stop to think the invisible frequency prison that's being built around us. I don't know why I'm going on about 5G. I got so much stuff that I want to talk about. 5G. You know, back in 2008, 2009, everybody was talking about RFID chips. We're all going to be, you know, we're going to get RFID cards, and then the next step is the implanted chip. Do you remember this man, Aaron Russo? I'll put a link to this video. The New World Order is here. This man told us, that's Nicholas Rockefeller you're standing next to, told us what Nicholas Rockefeller told him about what the plan was to microchip human beings. Now, back then, I'm thinking, you know, with satellite technology and everything, there's not really, you know, of course you got line of sight, but you know the transmitter and a chip they're going to put in your hand surely doesn't have the kind of wattage you're going to need to get to a satellite. So back then, it wasn't so much feasible. Yeah, you had cell towers going up everywhere, and that made it a little more feasible. But now, with 5G, think about this. With 5G on every street light in America, little chip in your hand, they're going to be able to track you everywhere you go very easily. Every 30 feet, There's a transmitter pinging off your little, as you walk down the street, as you drive down the street, as you go to the store to buy groceries. This is the enslavement of humanity that's going on. That President Donald Trump, whether I like him or don't like him, doesn't matter to me. The fight that I'm fighting here on the Make Electric channel is against the New World Order. You know some words you will never hear President Trump get up on TV and say, or get up on his Twitter and say? Death to the New World Order. You will never, ever hear that. Anyway, listen to what Aaron Russo had to say, rest in peace. Because Lisa Haven put out an article back in July 2018, Americans will be forced to comply by 2020. No compliance, no entry. Every driver's license in America, eventually, will have an RFID chip in it. If you have a driver's license, does it have a scannable barcode on it at least? Aaron Russo talked about that. Eventually, every driver's license will have the chip, and if you have a passport, you definitely have the chip. And to get on a domestic flight by 2020, you will have to have the chip, or you will not fly. People say we don't have to fly. Well, you don't have to drive, you don't have to do this or that. And guess what? The majority of the people are going to go along with it. And the majority of the people are absolutely clueless about what it all means. Anyway, check out her article. President Trump actually pushed this idea, in my opinion. Now, I'm sure people will say he just misspoke. President Trump said you need an ID to buy groceries. This was at one of his rallies back in July 2018. Make of it what you will. You know, did he push the RFID or did he just misspeak? I don't know. He seems to misspeak a lot. Now, this he did not misspeak about. Trump says U.S. close to knocking out bump stocks. I don't know about you, but I am not negotiable when it comes to the Second Amendment. Well, people are going to make the argument we don't need to have bump stock. People don't stop and think about why we have the Second Amendment in the first place. It's to defend ourselves against tyrannical government. Here they just take away another tool. I know I sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist. You tell me what you think. Now, let's talk about other things, shall we? Other things that President Trump has no control over. China planning largest chemtrails experiment in history. Well, it's China, yeah, but, you know, go outside and look up tomorrow. See if you see some lines in the sky. Yes, I'm a chemtard, I admit it, because look at this, dailymail.com. Superbugs are in the air. People are breathing in antibiotic-resistant genes in major cities around the world. This is a global problem. This is the New World Order. Go outside and look up at the sky tomorrow. You wonder why people are breathing in these superbugs all around the world? Guess how they got there? Now, it's absolutely almost forbidden for me to talk about such things because the internet as we know it, as we've spoken about for the last 10 years, the internet is slowly being shut down. Look at this. Don't share this. EU's new copyright law could kill the free internet. They're talking about you can't even share links anymore and all this. This is just an interesting article. I got another one here. EU will give social media giants 1 hour to remove extremist content. I guarantee you this video would fall under extremist content, as Alex Jones has. Now, I'm not going to get into a big thing about Alex Jones. I don't want to debate Alex Jones with you, okay? But the fact that he was vanished from the internet, Twitter was the last one holding out, and then they shut him down because of abusive behavior. No, they shut him down because they were pressured to. Listen, everyone has their opinion about Alex Jones. He's a New World Order shill. He's just a salesman. He's the real deal. It's pointless to argue these facts because the fact is they vanished this man from the internet. The only thing he has now is a website. He might be on some little alternative sites, video sites somewhere, but what are the odds that those will get shut down sooner or later? Because check this out. For those of you who think that there's an alternative out there, think about who owns all of the copper, all of the fiber, all of the everything that has to do with the internet, all of the data centers. You know, of course, there's some great alternative websites out there, but what happens when they start getting too big? They start becoming a problem. They'll be shut down. Their bandwidth will be limited. Well, you say there's peer-to-peer, this and that. Guess what? The New World Order owns it all, folks. They own the satellites, the towers, the fiber, the copper. Every which way that you can get the internet service into your home or on your phone is owned and controlled by the people that we're fighting. So yes, there are some good alternatives out there, but just be advised of articles like this. Speaking of Alex Jones, going back, you know, back in the day when I first got into this, 2007, 2008, 2009, Alex Jones put out a lot of useful information. I will always and forever recommend this documentary. If you don't know what I'm talking about in this video, this Alex Jones documentary, Endgame. 2.5 hours long. I highly recommend everybody watch it if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, review it. Remind yourself, every time you think Donald Trump is going to save America, you need to go back and review the things that were talked about in this documentary. And before you say, well, it's Alex Jones and all that, guess what? Do what I do. Do what a lot of us did over the past 10 years of our lives and research the topics being talked about in this documentary. It has nothing to do with Alex Jones. It has everything to do with the enslavement of humanity. And I will always recommend this documentary too, Wake Up Call. If you have no idea what I'm talking about or you don't like Alex Jones, this one has a little bit of Alex Jones in it, but it's more of a mix put together by John Nada back in 2008. Great documentary, Wake Up Call. If you want to have a clue as to the enemy, I'm not going to bicker and fight with you over whether Donald Trump is a good guy or a bad guy. I think he's a fantastic entertainer. But I don't hold any illusion in my mind that he actually controls anything. Yes, he's done some things as president that I really like. The Hammonds, right on. Will we ever have justice for Lavoy Finicum, though? Probably not. Just a couple things that come to mind. Does he control anything of any importance? Watch these documentaries, decide for yourselves. People, don't get me wrong. Don't send me hate mail talking about how dare you not support Donald Trump. We got to make America great again. You're living a lie. For me to admit that that Donald Trump is going to somehow make America great again, do you honestly believe that if he was standing up and fighting against the elite, that he would still be alive? You're lying to yourselves. You would want me to forget everything I've learned over the past 10 years, all of the sleepless nights, all of the long nights on Blog TV, all of the group Skype calls we used to participate in back in the day. We're going to forget everything we've learned about the New World Order because this one man comes into the White House and tells us everything's going to be great. You are lying to yourself. There's no reason not to like Donald Trump as president of the entertainment industry of America. He's very entertaining. I can't wait for the next rally. It's awesome stuff. It's very entertaining, but it's pacification. Because the New World Order is still going on right in front of your eyes. I can't stress enough for everybody to look into 5G and what it's going to do. Microwave transmitters everywhere. You say, well, you don't have to live in the city, move out to the country. Guess what? The majority of the people aren't going to move out to the country. The majority of the people are going to go along with the enslavement because they don't know any better and they don't care to know any better. I'm not going to bicker and fight and argue about who Donald Trump is or is not. It doesn't matter to me. My fight is against the New World Order. Let me ask you this. Where does Donald Trump stand on the issue of 9/11? He made that very clear this year. To me, and to anybody who holds 9/11 in their heart, 9/11 truth in their heart, it's non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Who's his good friend, Rudy Giuliani? Anybody forget Giuliani's ties to 9/11? How about one of the first people he had over to the White House, Henry New World Order Kissinger? If you want to lie to yourselves, you go right ahead. But I'm not going to argue and bicker and go back and forth with you about the ethics of Donald Trump, whether he's a good guy or bad guy. I think he's a fantastic entertainer, but I hold no illusions that he controls anything. Please tell me your thoughts. Please rate this video. Please pass it around. Pass these links around. Watch these documentaries. Share them. You want to know what's really going on in this world and what's still going on in this world, regardless of who's in the White House. That's the fight I'm waging. How about you? You guys take care, stay safe, remain vigilant always. I will see you on the next one.